march on to victory. It's won.
100 Black Men of America has a long history of putting mentoring and education on the front line.
We have to stop saying, I've defied the statistic, and just change the statistic.
Thank you, 100 Black Men of America, for allowing me this life-changing experience.
Well, I think we've seen a number of examples of where kids' lives have been transformed and changed, and new trajectories have been placed in their lifestyle.
The 100 Black Men of America Incorporated boast a noted legacy of saving and transforming lives through mentoring, such as that of Randelle Patterson, who in 2008, at the age of 13, faced adult consequences for a juvenile prank.
Each of us with 3 counts apiece of first, second, and third degree assault, plus malicious destruction of property on each. So 9 felony counts apiece.
The offense, playing with BB guns outside a neighbor's house. The result, the Maryland teen and a friend stood before a judge with the rest of their lives possibly changed forever.
I totally feared that they would give me the maximum penalty, give me some jail time. That was the one thing that I totally will regret, is going to jail, because I know from that you really can't recover. Or it would be 3 times as hard to recover if you did.
Having witnessed the positive effects of the work of the 100, the prosecutor had a different option in mind.
He said, I have 2 young men. I need your help to convince the judge to, in lieu of sentencing them or putting them through the system, to put them on probation and force them to come to your program.
I thought they were gonna yell at me and stuff like that, but they really didn't do that. It was a wake-up call. That's definitely what it was. Like, you get there and they put you right on the spot. Okay, stand up there, go. Who are you?
That wake-up call for Randelle turned a possible life sentence of hardship into a sentence of lifelong mentorship and commitment from the members of the 100 Black Men of Greater Washington, D.C. Incorporated.
The value proposition of our Mentoring Across a Lifetime platform is that it allows us to offer unique support to our mentees no matter what stage of the continuum they're on.
Fast forward, that same young man stayed involved in our program for the next several years, ended up getting a full ride to Morehouse. He's in his first year. One of the conditions of his scholarship was the fact that he had to maintain a certain grade point average. So he finished his first semester, and I got a call during the Christmas break. And he said, Mr. Dickerson, I have a problem. I said, what's your problem? He said, well, I got a 2.85, and I'm required to maintain a 3.0.
In a different bind, but also possibly life-changing, Randelle again reached out to the same mentors with whom he had grown accustomed to leaning on for support and advice for the past 6 years of his life.
I picked up the phone and I called Marvin Dickerson, who I had met and had, gotten to know through the 100 Black Men and the Saturday Leadership Academy, and he was there for me.
Within the week, Randelle and his mentor were on campus at Morehouse, meeting with the Morehouse President and Financial Aid Office. Again, the 100 was there to ensure Randelle's life remained on the right path.
That's what the 100 does. We engage, we use our sphere of influence, we use our access, but more importantly, we use our life experiences to pass on to these young people.
With 10,000 mentors serving communities, what the 100 does is stand in the gap, standing up for youth.
When we work with young kids in elementary school, or whether we're working with them in middle school or at the high school, and even post-college, they know that there is a network and there's a level of support that's there for them.
The biggest part of mentorship is the willingness to share and mentor with a mentee. Gives them a total advantage because there's nothing that they're going to run into that you probably already have conquered. And by advising them or mentoring them, you can lead them away from those distractions and keep them back on track.
That's what it's all about. And that's why we love For the Future. when you look at it and you go in there and you say, we're talking about economic empowerment, we're talking about education, we're talking about health and wellness, and the umbrella of it all is mentoring, which is led by leaders of an organization that will stand up every day and give their all in all for children.
With mentorship as its mission since 1963, the 100 channels its efforts, resources, and influence throughout its 4 for the Future programmatic initiatives, including education, a focal point aimed at building confidence, creating cultural awareness, and fostering academic leadership.
We expose them to opportunities. We expose them to an environment beyond the borderlines that they were growing up in.
Part of ensuring access to quality education throughout the 100's network includes assessing and addressing the needs in each community through Saturday academies, partnerships with local school systems, and in some cases, even operating schools to best meet the needs of youth served by the 100.
They always want to use the term at risk, which is a negative connotation to me to describe a young person. We would like to say they're just going through life challenges as any young person goes through. So we have to continue to try to just motivate them that even when they make mistakes, that we're still going to be there for them.
I remember watching a group of young people, and they were you could tell they were very smart, but they were very shy. And I watched them grow over 4 years of involvement in a program, robotics program with the 100 Black Men of America, and saw them blossom to where from being very introverted, they were doing interviews on CNN, and that's the kind of difference. That's the kind of difference that involvement can make.
Without the support of 100 Black Men of London, I wouldn't be as confident. I can't thank you enough.
I have had the opportunity as a National Scholarship Chairman to personally see where we've been able to help so many of our youth to be successful. I mean, sometimes we have the opportunity to help those that really wouldn't have had any other chance.
Part of the mentoring continuum is ensuring that mentees who have graduated from high school, like Randelle, still have guidance, support, and mentorship.
The whole focus now with the collegiates is really, developing their soft skills, their leadership skills. So we got to make sure from an education standpoint that our young people are ready, that they're ready for the interviewing process, that they have the skills to write a good resume, that they have the interviewing and skills that they need.
While the work of the 100 spans 50 years of successful mentorship, that mission of mentoring has recently received national attention.
In July 2012, President Obama signed an executive order that created the White House Initiative for Educational Excellence for African Americans. And I've had the honor of serving, as many of you know, with 100 Black Men in many different capacities, and I've watched what we have done as a group in the educational field. The President has recognized that work and agreed to appoint me to his commission that will focus on expanding educational opportunities and educational outcomes for African Americans as we look forward into the near future.
When I think about how the 100's role has grown, it has grown over the years from being an entity that not only provides educational initiatives and support for our children, but also has become an arm of social advocacy, so that we are advocating to school systems to create quality instruction. We're advocating to government agencies, right, to provide funding and support. We are advocating to political entities who are creating the policies that both facilitate and inhibit the educational progress of our youth in school. So the social advocacy role that the 100 plays, I think, is very, very important.
If I look at a group of kids, I should never have to say, I forgot you. And that's truly the message. So many of our kids have been forgotten.
So when you hear reports that Black men aren't involved in their communities, I want them to remember or look us up, because we are involved in communities 365 days a year. And we've been doing it for 50 years, and we'll continue to do it for the next 50.
It's also very rewarding for us when you see kids who have come from very tough situations to rise above those situations and again to soar to new heights.
And that is the mission, the purpose, the worth, and the sustained impact born through the work of the 100 Black Men of America Incorporated.
I am happy to report truthfully and humbly that I am not a statistic. I am Randelle Patterson, young black male.
I feel like my future without the 100 Black Men would have been fairly dark and like dreary, you know, to put it mildly. So thanks to the 100.